My father, who is 70 years old, just lost his job. On the plus side, he has to stay home, which keeps him safe. On the other hand, he doesn't have a job. The global health crisis has started, but the economic crisis is looming. It's hard to decide which are scarier, the conversations I'm having with epidemiologists or the conversations I'm having with economists. If we don't get the health and economic policy right, the COVID-19 depression will dwarf the financial crisis. In order to contain the pandemic, the world has literally just shut the economy down. Not even the Great Depression or the Second World War saw the level of economic shutdown that we are witnessing around the world. So now it's not a question of if, but how painful and how long the coronavirus-related recession will be. The IMF just warned that global growth in 2020 is negative, a recession at least as bad as during the global financial crisis or worse. Morgan Stanley expects US growth to fall 30% in the second quarter of this year, and that would be the sharpest drop ever in the modern history of GDP calculations for the US since 1929. And the International Labour Organization estimates that nearly 25 million jobs could be lost due to the coronavirus-induced halt in the global economy. Financial markets saw the erasure of trillions of dollars within the first 3 weeks of March, with Wall Street indexes losing around 35% of their value. Oil prices fell by around 50% since the year began due to the drop in demand in a slowing global economy. Initially, what seemed local is now global. Nearly 35% of the world's population is currently under lockdown, while most of the rest is socially distancing themselves. From big companies like the airline industry to hair and nail salons, from taxi drivers to gyms, movie theaters, restaurants, retailers, all companies. Nobody is immune, and most of these sectors have never experienced a crisis on this scale before. The economic pain is expected to be felt through different stages. The first is the sudden stop in production and consumption, which we are currently experiencing. Only 2 months ago, people were eating at restaurants, shopping, and planning vacations. But now all of that has basically stopped, and our biggest contribution to the real economy is emptying out supermarket shelves in panic mode. The second stage is the hike in unemployment. When the economy stops and growth slows down, the labor market gets affected and people lose their jobs. The third stage is extended panic that causes businesses to cut investments. There will be no new factories opened nor investment in new machinery. The general belief is that if social distancing and lockdowns are extended beyond summer, there'll be a chain reaction of bankruptcies affecting both small and big companies. Since the beginning, the coronavirus has been affecting both sides of the economy, supply as well as demand. And that makes this coronavirus crisis different to any other economic crisis. Supply is stalled because factories and offices are shut, leading to a fall in output. Demand also falls because consumers are home and don't spend. Around the globe, governments are trying to counteract this prolonged market contraction by announcing drastic measures like billions of dollars worth of rescue packages, slashing interest rates, and pumping liquidity into financial markets. People are desperate for a development like the invention of the vaccine or a treatment. Not just for public health reasons, but because unless the pandemic stops, people will continue staying at home and business won't get back to usual. The global services sector is taking a big hit, which includes tourism. Yes, people will want to go to sunny beaches once this is all over, but experts warn that it could take up to 10 months for the industry to recover. Tourism accounts for 10% of the global GDP, while for virus-stricken Italy it's 13%, and hygiene concerns will divert consumers from online shopping as people fear delivery of goods will spread contamination. While we all hope to return back to normal activity once the outbreak is contained, no one really knows how this global crisis will play out or what the final human and economic toll will be.